Hi, this is Nilgün Zahour from SM JUROR, and today we're going to be looking at the juror misconduct issues in the federal case of Lang versus Landry, which is out of the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Louisiana. Some points that I want to highlight that we're going to discuss in this case are harmful comments by a prospective juror and the effect that that has on other prospective jurors, and then the effect of when the parties agree on how to handle a juror misconduct issue. So in this case, I want you to know that the case is very short, and that is because the court decided that it would not even consider the juror misconduct issue because it was fully litigated on appeal. But there are some important points that I want to discuss in this case, which are important for learning purposes. Now, this case is in the context of an application for habeas corpus relief. The defendant, who is a pro se petitioner, was convicted of second-degree murder in the 4th Judicial District Court in Louisiana. On appeal to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, he claimed juror misconduct based on a prospective juror's comments that the defendant was guilty. The prospective juror was interviewed and then excused for cause. The trial court and counsel also agreed to question the remaining 13 prospective jurors together. The court gave another instruction on the presumption of innocence. 6 jurors who heard the comment that the defendant was guilty from the prospective juror were questioned individually by the parties. Of those 6, 3 served on the jury and 1 was an alternate. The case was tried, the defendant was convicted, and his conviction was affirmed by the Court of Appeals. So, as I already said, on petition to the U.S. District Court, the court found that since the juror misconduct issue was fully litigated on appeal, it would not consider that issue in the post-conviction relief application. So now I want to look at some specific facts which are not pivotal to the outcome of the case since the court did not consider the juror misconduct issue, but they're really important when we look at strategies for how to handle juror misconduct. Okay, the first was that the juror misconduct issue was fully litigated and considered in the Court of Appeals, so no relief is available. Now, what I really want to focus on is at the trial court level, the parties agreed on how to handle the juror misconduct issue. So if we review that, here's what happened. The prospective juror, after the prospective juror made the comment about the defendant being guilty, was interviewed and then excused for cause. Then there was an agreement by the parties in the court that the 13 remaining prospective jurors would be questioned together. After that, the trial court gave another instruction on the presumption of innocence. Now, 6 jurors who had heard the comment about the defendant being guilty were questioned individually, and of those 6, 3 ended up on the jury, and 1 was an alternate. And there was no evidence that any party objected to how the issue of the prospective jurors' comments were handled. So this is really important because what I want to emphasize here is that if you agree to a plan on how the juror misconduct issue is handled, then you cannot, on appeal, say that your client suffered some sort of prejudice when the trial court followed a plan that you agreed to. And that's it for our case law analysis of the juror misconduct issues in this case. Again, this is Nilgün Zahour from SM JUROR. Thanks for watching, because the only evidence you want the jury to consider is in the courtroom. See you next time.